Hi guys, this is Subhash Yadav. Welcome to my YouTube channel SJFC. So this week's latest hot news is ESL getting resurrected by the ECJ's ruling. European Court of Justice it has given a ruling that UEFA cannot impose sanctions on the clubs which are going to take part in the ESL. So actually, what is ESL? ESL, which stands for European Super League, was a brainchild of Florentino Perez. Basically, all the big clubs in Europe are basically fed up of how much revenue they are getting from UEFA. So they, as a type of a revolt, they thought of starting a new league. 12 teams were originally interested in that idea, and they thought of starting a new league called as European Super League, a league where all the revenue will be equally generated among all the 12 teams, and the founding teams, the 12 teams which were going to start that league, which were called as founding teams, would get $1 billion of revenue, $1 billion of cash influx at the beginning, and later on in the stages, everything would be divided amongst the teams, and this league would be having a relegation and playoff types also. So basically, other smaller teams from the other leagues could also join them. So basically, Premier League, Italian Serie A, French League, and La Liga, the teams of these leagues had joined them, and even Porto and the Portuguese league teams such as Porto and Benfica had also joined them. So basically, the 12 founding members of this league were going to be Premier League teams like Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Tottenham. Totally 6 teams were going to be there. Out of Syria, there were going to be AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, and maybe Napoli, I guess. I'm not sure about Napoli though. And in Bundesliga, it was going to be just Bayern München. And in La Liga, it was going to be Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona. And from French league, it was going to be Paris Saint-Germain. So when this league was announced, there was fans expressed with their dissentment. They usually there was a negative review, mixed feelings regarding this league, so it had to be scrapped down. And UEFA also thought that when fans itself are coming ahead and rejecting this league, there was public outrage about this league. So the ESL had to be scrapped down at that time. It was during the 2021, but uh, Florentino Perez, only Barcelona and Real Madrid were there in this league. They didn't withdraw their names. So what happened is, after the public outrage, many of these teams withdrew their name, took off their name from that European Super League. All the Premier League clubs were forced to take out their names. Even Premier League threatened to impose sanctions on those clubs who agreed to take part in this league. They were saying that if you take part in the ESL, then you cannot play in the Premier League. Same thing happened with other leagues also. They imposed a similar sanctions on them, so they basically withdrew their name from them, and it was now reduced to only Barcelona and Real Madrid. But Barcelona and Real Madrid somehow took it to ECJ, and there they put it in front of that European court. So European court basically says that under the competition law, UEFA cannot impose sanctions or cannot cannot thwart a rival league. They cannot pose hindrance to another league, a rival league. If so, basically, what they have given is, they have said that UEFA cannot impose sanctions. Uh, Real Madrid and Barcelona forming a ESL is well within the limits of law, but they have also not said that they should go ahead with ESL, and they have not given that permission also. Now, as things stands, ESL is well within law, and it can be created if if other teams from other leagues join in. So basically, Florentino Perez and Laporta have said that as they are the only founding teams as of now in the ESL, they'll get a 1 billion pound of influx from the beginning. But other teams, they are also looking for other teams to join in. So what I think will happen is, This ESL is imminent. One day or other, this ESL will overtake the UEFA Champions League, because UEFA Champions League may be a very old league, but in terms of revenue generation and in terms of them helping the other lower clubs from the other leagues, it's uh, it's not a sustainable model, because the amount they get from the teams which are getting that revenue from the playing in the UEFA Champions League is very low, because most part of that revenue is being taken away by UEFA. And UEFA is saying that if you impose an ESL league, it's been the players injury record also should be of concern, the players health should be taken into consideration and all. But at one point they are also creating another national league like UEFA Nations League. It's completely irrelevant and it's completely unnecessary also, but just for the sake of money they have made that UEFA Nations League. But when the same thing ESL is doing, they are saying that they are reducing the quality of football, players health and injury records are not being under taken under into consideration. So I think this is a double standard from UEFA. uh, Florentino Perez also one time has said that playing in UEFA Cup competitions, it's more like playing for the UEFA rather than playing for the team, because most part of the revenue is kept by UEFA only. So what they had devised a plan is, when this ESL starts, all the profit will be there. It will be divided equally. There will be three groups like silver, star, and gold. So according to these three groups, the revenue will be divided, and there will be a relegation and playoff stage also. And each team gets to play 14 games. So this will be games will add up, but still they are saying that the quality of football will be improved. But we all know what it is down to. It is down to profits, the team earning money. In the Premier League, clubs generate more revenue than any other clubs in any other leagues. So that's why Premier League clubs are very competitive. The Premier League is very competitive because here the TV revenue is so good, and throughout the world, Premier League is one of the most watched leagues, and the TV revenue for even La Liga and Serie A is going down day by day, and it's losing its popularity. So if it goes by that trend, surely La Liga and Serie A teams will be heard also. So they had devised a league called ESL, where all the clubs could get the equal revenue, and even they could get their own broadcasting rights. Like suppose Chelsea is playing in the ESL, then Chelsea can also tie up with another broadcaster like Apple TV, Amazon, so they can get that extra revenue directly from them, from Amazon or Apple TV, and also they'll be getting the other revenue from the ESL league. So it will be a boost to Chelsea's income. Similarly, this can be also done by other leagues also. Merchandising, ticket sales and ticket sales, broadcasting rights. You can name it. The clubs will generate profits like anything. They will print money like anything. So basically, this is the basic idea of European Super League being formed. So basically, UEFA Court of Justice giving this ruling states that the ESL is not dead yet, and it can be revived also. And what I think is now, since that court's ruling, all the Premier League clubs, Bundesliga clubs, French clubs, uh, and the Italian Serie A clubs, they have come out and said that they won't be playing in the ESL Cup. A22 company and Florentino Perez start showing that the way they are going to print money, the way they are going to generate those profits, the amount they are getting from the ESL, slowly one by one clubs will be getting interested into them. Slowly we will be seeing clubs one by one joining them, but it will take time. I think in 2 to 3 years, uh, ESL can be formed if UEFA Champions League make it more interesting, make it more competitive. If they could have supported those lower teams from the other leagues, then this Champions League could have been more interesting. At one end, the UEFA people are saying that more games means more injuries, more health risk to players. They are not concerned about players health also. But at one time, the from the next year, the UEFA format is going to change, and with that format change, they are going to play more games. So I don't think it's they are also concerned about players' fitness and all, because if they were, they could have focused on on bringing in new teams, developing those lower teams from other leagues and getting them into the Champions League. But instead, they are just looking for the revenue. They are just seeing that if a top club like uh, Real Madrid, Barcelona plays week in, week out. If they play that extra 4 to 6 matches, then they could generate that so much revenue. So they are thinking in terms of that, and they are doing that only. So I don't think that neither ESL nor UEFA are more concerned about the players' issues, and but they are only concerned about filling their pockets. But only time will tell which league can prevail. So let's see what will happen. I'll be bringing a more detailed video explaining the ESL in the next coming days. So please stay tuned to my channel. So this was my short video on the ESL. Please tell me how did you like it. Please like and share this video. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section, and please subscribe to my channel. It helps a lot. So this is Subhash Yadav signing off.